Under the hook folder, we have created a file hook1.js. Hook1.js, there we have, remember, use state will give two elements. First element will be undefined. Second element will be function. First element will be undefined. Second element will be function. Now, using the destructuring method, using the same event, using the same use state only, we created a constant where the first element will become a variable and second element will become a function. Now, if you want to do anything under the first element, we have to take the help from their associated function. And we have discussed the variable will hold the current value, function will hold the updated value, use state will give the initial value. There, again, if you want to do any changes in your variable, you can use the function, and with the help of function, the variable value can increase and decrease. So this one was the last example. My hook one page we have created, and that page we have called under the you can say home file as a component, nested component we called component inside component. Now next we are going to create another function, another file, state2, not state2, hook2. Under the hook2 file, we will see how we can play around the use state. How we can play around the use state. So let's go to the file, create the new file, hook2.js file, hook2.js under the hooks folder. Hook2.js under the now import here, import React, comma, use state from React. Const my hook2 attach method export default my hook2. Return will follow a division, will keep inside the division h3 for this division. You can use class name container, class name as container. Next, after that, use state, examples. Ready? Now go inside, create a variable, constant variable, book list, update book, equal to, create a array, Java, PHP, Node.js, CSS, React, HTML. But here we cannot write like this. We have to use the use state. Use state. Then using the use state, the first parameter will be let me keep the less number of element. Print here the total number of elements. Book list dot length. Label books. Book list dot length available books. Okay, ready? Let's come call this file under the myhook2. myhook2 file we need to call under the app.js. Hope you have completed the my hook too. We will import here. My hook too. We can add the link here. Hook two. Hook two. Next, you can add the link below. You can add the path. Hook two only. My hook two will get a hyperlink also. When you click on that, it will get the next page. Available books 4. Available books 4. Now come under the, so hope you are writing. Let's complete it. Okay, so link is working now. Come to this file now. under the hook 2 page. Under hook 2 page, data is stored under a variable book list, that is a state variable. Now you will write a map function here, booklist.map. Name of the book, index of book. Return a paragraph with a key equal to index book name. Ready? Check now. List of elements are coming from the array. List of elements are coming from the array. You can go to the index also here if required. Index. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3 will also come now. Now we need a button here. We need a button where we can add a new element. Suppose, for example, enter book name, input type equal to text, create a button also. Save book. Now when we click on save book, a new element should get added inside the array. So how to update the book list variable? Book list is a state variable. You cannot modify the value directly. You have to take the help from the update book function. Using update book function, you can add the new element inside the book list function. You can add the new element inside the book list function. Okay, so that is something like this. Once you click on save button, it should get added here. So you can do like this also. Write a function here. Const save. Save will be a function. We are using the save function. We can call the update book and add the element. Okay, I added here. Now let's come on button click. On click will be camel case. On click is the event. C will be capital. We'll call the save function. So once we click on save button, the value should get added inside the array. Now button click, you will get the alert. Okay, alert is coming. Go under the save function. Under the save function, you will call the update book function. Via update book function, you can pass the new value to book list. Update book function is responsible to manipulate the book list variable. Because from use state, both have come from the use state. One is a variable, another one is a function. Both are going to work together, variable and function. Now to update any variable value under the book list, we have to take the help from update book function. At this place, I will be using as a spread operator. Now how it works? It works like this. E equal to A plus B formula. At this place, now we'll add the book list. At the place of a fat arrow, you will apply in a square bracket 3 times dot you will give. It's called a spread operator. Again, after giving the 3 times dot, you have to give the array name, book list. Then you have to give the comma, new book name. Example, textbook. So as soon as you click on save button, the textbook will get added under the book list, and finally it will update to the book list, and via book list it will go to the again book list only. So book list become as a main variable. Again book list comma new book. 3 times dot what you have written, it is called a spread operator. Once you click on save button, immediately one record will get added. That will be called a textbook. That will be called a textbook.
Siaram, one question here. So anyhow, this book initial value of this book list is an array only, right? So can't we push the new value means?
Push also will work here, but again I will ask later what is the spread operator.
Okay.
Push we have seen no already. Array dot push.
Yeah.
Array dot push you can do, it will work.
Fine.
Array dot splice function will also work here. Array dot unshift will also work here. Those we have seen already in JavaScript. What we have not seen, spread operator.
Good.
So in React, most of the people will use the spread operator. Okay, using the hooks inside the hook, wherever you will see the code in React hooks functional component, you will see the sprayed operator most of the time to manipulate the value, add the value, delete the value, modify the value. Okay, now let's go here and click on save button. Textbook will keep adding in the last. Textbook is getting added in the last. Now instead of adding the textbook, we can bring the value from the text box. That value will go into the textbook. So for that, you cannot get the value of text box directly. You have to create a variable for that. Variable and function. Const new book, comma pick book. Pick book become a function that will be responsible to bring the value from text box and give to new book. Use the state empty. So new book becomes an empty variable. New book becomes an empty variable. Okay, ready? Now come under the new book variable, empty you have given, add here something, Java basic. Now Java basic will store under the new book. So instead of calling here as a new book, test book, we will call it a new book as a variable. So under the new book, indirectly what we have, Java basic. Java basic. So this Java basic is stored under the new book, and new book variable we called here. So what will happen now? Instead of adding as a textbook, it will add as a Java basic. Every click. Whenever we click, it will add a new element. New element will be called Java basic, Java basic. Okay, let us go now. Click on save button. It's saying adding Java Basic. Java Basic. That meaning the variable value is getting added now. Whichever the value we have stored under the variable, Java Basic is under the new book and new book is getting added here. But requirement is the value should come from the text box. Let us go and first create another variable, create another paragraph here. The book name is new book. So when you run the page, it will display you. The book name is new book as a default value. It will display the default value new book. The book name is new book here. The new book is the book name is new book. Now when we start entering here, this value should change. When we start entering here, this value should change. Okay. Then only the value of text box will go to the variable. When we start entering the value there, then the value should go to the variable at the time of typing. So how to do that? Already we have a function here. Already we have a function here called pickbook. Already we have a function called pickbook. 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 The pickbook will be responsible to bring the value of the text box. Many people do like this. Let me guide you. Suppose I write the ID equal to ABC. ID equal to ABC. Many people write the code like this also. They will give the ID to the element and directly under the text box, they will call like this. A variable XYZ or maybe a variable ABC. Wait a minute. Okay. Yes, I can hear. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Okay. Which course? 10:30 is the class today. Batch is starting 10:30. You can come. Yes. Okay. So we'll write here document dot get element by ID. What is the ID we are given for text box? ABC. ABC dot value. ABC dot value. So in this, what will happen? As you click on save button, this line will execute. It will go here ABC, bring the value, and then this ABC variable will get added here. Okay, ABC variable will get added here. Okay. Hello. Hello. Sri Lakshmi. Yes, tell me. What's your name? नाम क्या है आपका? ठीक है। अभी तो आपको 10 o'clock कॉल करेंगे, ठीक है? Okay. Now save the file, come down, run it. This is also going to work. I will enter the value here, call CSS4, adding CSS4, CSS44, 45, adding 455, adding, it is adding here. But it is not according to the standard of your Angular React. So becomes a JavaScript code. This becomes a JavaScript code directly. Okay. So this is also possible. You can write like this also. Many times you will see the code people will write in this way. That we have seen in JavaScript. Another way, I will comment this line. And at this place, I will keep as a new book only. New book itself. And when we start typing now, the value of the text box should go to the new book variable. I have printed here just to show the preview. When we start typing, the value will appear here. Now see how that is going to happen. Let me go here. We have already a function called pickbook. Pickbook function is responsible to take the value and pass to the new book. So for that, we have to go here and call an event called onChange. OnChange. OnChange, what it is going to do? Whenever any changes happen under the text box, changes, it may be you type the text box, you type a character, maybe you click on that, maybe you click outside, any activity. Okay, any activity, whichever the activity user can do, that under the text box, that will come under the onChange event. So on the basis of onChange, now we are going to call a function called pickbook function. Pickbook function. Okay, pickbook function. And under the pickbook function, we will pass the value of current text box. Under the pickbook function, we'll pass the value of current text box. But you cannot write directly like this. Okay. One method I have given you. Through ID also you can access. Another method, what is that? OnChange event we have to call for the text box. And after calling OnChange event, you have to create one instance. You have to create one object of, you have to create the object of that function. Which function? Pickbook function. And how that work? Let me go here. Let me write a variable called obj. It can be anything. Or I can write here my obj. Now my obj variable is going to be a object of your function. Which function? Pickbook function. Here my obj variable I wrote. Again using fat arrow, you will call the function. Function name is called pickbook. And under the pickbook, you have to pass the value of those elements where you are calling the pickbook function. Okay. Under the pickbook function, now you have to pass the value of those elements where you are calling the pickbook function. So now what we have to do? For the pickbook function, we got a object name is my object. So we are going to write here my object dot target dot value, means wherever we are calling the pickbook function, for that particular element, take their value. For example, if I write here my obj dot target dot type. Target dot type. Target dot type. So what is the type of the target element? So you will ask, what is the target element? Target element is those element where you are calling the pickbook function. Again, under the pickbook function, how we can write pickbook.target.value? So for that, we created a separate instance. An instance name be given as a my object. Now my obj become as an object of your current function. Wherever you are calling the current function, that particular element value we have to pass. So instead of passing the value, I wrote here my object dot target dot type. The function where I am calling, that is my targeted element, their type. So what is their type? Type is as a text. So it will display under the book name, it will display as a text. Let me show you. When I went here, I write anything, but what is showing on the top? Showing as a text. Let me go back somewhere, come back again. I will type something, you can see here call as a text. That meaning it is able to capture the type. Now let me write here call ID. So what is the ID of that? The ID is called ABC. So once I start typing, I should get the ID as a ABC. I wrote something here. What came? ID came as ABC. But we don't want ID, we don't want type, we want value. So for that, we will write here my object dot target dot value. The value of targeted element. Which is the targeted element? The text box is the targeted element. There you are calling a function. Function, you cannot write here pickbook dot target dot value. Pickbook, for pickbook, you have to create an instance. So that instance we created here as a object, my obj. And then we are saying my obj dot target dot value. The value of current element will go to the pickbook function, and from the pickbook function it will assign to the new book function, and from new book function it will print you as a preview immediately. Sequence. So once you type there, whatever you type, the value will appear under the first paragraph immediately. Character by character it will show. Whichever the text will type, all will be visible. Let me go here. And I will write here call CSS. You can see CSS is coming. CSS for basic. Okay. When I click on save button, it should get added here. JavaScript for basic. See, as I type, it is coming on the top as a preview. When I click on save, that value get added onto that. So this point is the important point to understand, because everywhere you are going to do the input output. In class component it is little different, in the functional component this is different. Everywhere on internet, if wherever you see, you will find people have written in this way based on ID. When we write ID equal to ABC, these people apply in those conditions where it's a very critical, unable to find the solution. Then they'll apply the ID, and through ID they can pick directly. That I have written here. So that also option is also available. But what you follow now, picking the value while typing, that is the best method that follow the Hooks standard. Check once the value is getting added. As soon as you start typing, the value will appear, and whichever the value you will type there, click on save button, it will get added inside your.
So, Sriram, if we don't, I mean, if is there a way also that if we don't use this fat arrow function and we just write a pick book and pass the argument as like event dot target value, that can also be working, right?
Right, right. I have tried, it was not working.
Okay, I will try that.
You can write it.
Yeah.
It's working. Can pick me the syntax. Other way, whichever the way is running in the mind, you can try. If it works, you can let me know. Okay, ready? Now let's go. We will follow this method everywhere. We'll add here something. Click on save. It will get added here. Now this text box should become clear. So how to clear the text box? It is simple. First you have to, since using the pickbook function, you have given the value to new book. Now again using the pickbook function only, we can clear the value of text new book like this. So at this place now what will happen? The new book will reset by empty. New book will reset by empty. The new book will reset by empty. Okay. Now after that, if the new book will reset by empty, then this new book variable we can call here value equal to new book variable. So what we did in that, number one, while typing through the pickbook function, we send the value to new book variable. When we click on save button, we took from the new book and given to book list. After saving the data, after sending the data to array, again via pickbook function only, we send as a empty. We send as a empty value to, we send empty value to new book function, new book variable. Now new book will become empty at this place because pickbook function is responsible to pass the value under the new book. So now pick book function will become as empty. Okay, pick book function become as empty. In new book function will become as empty using the pick book. Below what we did, we call a property called new book equal to value equal to new book. So at this place, what you have the value? Value become as empty. So here also value will become as empty. It will not display anything. Let me check once and show you. So we went here and by default Java basic we have added. Java basic is coming here, default value. Click on save button, got clear. Node.js, save button become clear. Python, save button become clear. Got added here, plus text box become clear. From here also value got erased. So these few points are very, very important to remember. Okay, how to get the value of a text box, how to clear the text box, how to pass the value of a text box to hooks variable, on click how to call a function, button click how to insert the new value inside existing value. Okay, major point from where you can start understanding the next level. Okay, check now your value is getting added. Values here we are given the core Java basic as a direct value. So whenever you come to this component, it will show you Java basic, Java basic, Java basic, Java basic. Okay. Now we can go here, clear the text box. By default, there will be nothing. Enter the value, click on save, enter the value, click on save. Whichever the value we entered, the value will display inside the page. Done. This point look like difficult, but you cannot change this. Okay, we have to practice one time, two time. We need to remember the flow, and then this we have to continue further next everywhere. Okay, working for anyone? Let's go next. We need to delete the element also. Now this data what we are getting here, we can arrange a little. the bottom section. Paragraph what we have written. Let's go here. After the paragraph, open a table tab, close the table tab, follow the T head and follow the T body. T body. T head and T body. Under the T head, follow a this entire thing. First, under the T head, we can write some heading like is a TR, TH, serial number, book name. Next, we have called the action. Delete. Next, after that, come down under the T body. This entire section we can cut and we can paste here. Okay, next inside that, instead of generating the P tag, you will generate the TR tag. You will write the TR open, TR close. Under the TR key index is okay, let it be. The first key we will put under a TD. TD open close. Second TD. Now add one more TD. Button. So now this converted into the table. For this table, you can write a class from the bootstrap that is called table. Table hyphen BORDERED. Table border will get applied. MT34 and side up. On button delete, we will delete the record, but not in this example. Some other example will create. There we will see the delete functionality. It may confuse you, multiple functionality together. Okay, check now. Table will be ready. In table, we can add a class. Button, we have the button, we can add a class. Class equal to, it's not class, class name. BTN, BTN Ranger, BTN SN. A small red color button will appear. Okay, hope ready. Save the file. It's look like this. When we add any element here, CSS 3, save, get added here. JavaScript, save, got added here. Node.js, save, got added here.
Shriram, can we add colors to this column for odd numbers and even numbers and different colors?
Odd number, even number.
Yes, for odd numbers and even numbers, the colors should be the same for particular odd numbers and even numbers.
We will go here. Okay, check first, so running or not.
It's running.
Yeah, we can do like this also. We can go here before return. Before return, we can write if I index mod 2, index mod 2 double equal to 0, then this one, else this one. Now we can go to the first block. We can write here return like this, and in the second block also we can write the return like this, where class name equal to bg hyphen info and text hyphen white. Okay, text white to remove, let it be bg info, else in the second case you can write the next bg info, this one we can write as a secondary, bg primary, bg secondary. Now let me check it whether this will work or not. If this will work, then okay. Will work, then not work, then other solution also we have. See, it's coming odd even color. But this code is little lengthy code. We can make little more smart also. What we can do is, we can do like this. Just hold on. Let me make it more clear. Less code. Okay. This if else, let it be one place. Before that, I will come down here and I will use the return. Return will be in the last. Okay, return will be in the last. Now at this place, I will create a variable here. Let color equal to empty. Color what it says, empty. Var what it says, var also says empty. Var color equal to if I use const here, then again we cannot change the value of that. That will become another problem. So let color equal to empty. Like this. Okay, so what to do as of now? See at this place we found the odd and even. Now based on odd and even we will change the variable here. But now what I will do is I will keep the previous code only what I have written. We can minimize this code tomorrow once we start the class. But as per your problem, solution is ready here. This is the solution, but it's little lengthy. Lengthy in the sense, same TR we are returning here, same TR also we are returning here. We can return only one TR in the last, and we can create a variable on the top completely in the beginning, and that variable we can assign here as a class. We can create a dynamic class here, and based on that we can return something. Let me come down. So you, this is working here. Okay, this only you have asked now how
Yes,
to
yes, sir.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
But this code is not well optimized code. Okay,
Okay.
same thing is repeating here, same thing is repeating here. So this class name I will change dynamically. Class name, suppose class name I'll keep a variable here. What variable? Something like this. Something like this. Call it a color. And the color variable class name will change dynamically. Okay, so that I will guide you tomorrow. This you can repeat here. This one. Index we have inside, from there we can manage it properly.
So can you please share me this source file?
Share your complete SRC folder. This is the SRC3. Inside all files are there. You can follow that.
Thank you.
Okay, then we can see you tomorrow.